You don't have the right or the privilege to run away from what God has given to you. Okay? So if you're a man out there and you are not standing up to being a father to your children, today is the day for you to change the narrative. Jamaica actually has this problem. It's a narrative that needs to be changed. All men, you guys, come together and partner with other fathers out there. Observe them, see what they're doing for their children, and see what you can do to make a difference in your children's lives because they're crying for you. I'm a Jamaican living abroad, and I'm proud to be Jamaican, proud to come from the little island of Jamaica, and proud of my little dialect, my patois, which you will be hearing in and out of this conversation today. All right, so I come today with an amazing, heartfelt story about me. And the reason why I'm sharing this story is because I see a lack, I see a need in Jamaica, I see an area of improvement that needs to be made, and that is when it comes to fatherhood. In Jamaica, we have an issue with some men stepping up to their responsibilities as fathers. So I'm going to share my little story today. This story is meant to uplift and to encourage somebody who is in the situation where God has blessed them with beautiful children and they are not stepping up to that responsibility. Why would they not step up? All right. Now, here's the thing. My story, which I don't like to talk about it because for many years I was scarred. I was bruised on the inside because my father was never present in my life the way that he is supposed to. And the reason why I don't like to speak about it is because I have overcome all the hurt and all the pain that I carried for many, many years, and I have forgiven my father, so we are now moving on. So it's not good to go back and dig up the past, but for the sake of this story, for the sake of this video, I am going to share my story. And I know that there are a lot of people that can relate to my story, okay? Because that is why I say there is a major issue in Jamaica when it comes to men standing up to their responsibility as fathers. Being a father is not something that you're supposed to be on paper. It's supposed to be action. There's supposed to be action behind it. All right, so me now, growing up in Jamaica, I grew up in a single parent household. I also had other siblings as well. And my mom, I had to step back and watch my mother struggle with all of her children. And for those who are thinking, well, why should I have picnic if she can't take care of them? Listen, it takes two to tango. Hello, it takes two to tango. Okay, so my father tango with my mother and produced me, and so are a lot of other women out there. It takes two to tango. So both of them decided to tango, and here I came out of this picture. So it is always easier for the man to walk away from their responsibility, but it's hard for a woman. Look, there's a fly in my house. It is hard for a woman to neglect her child, the child that she carried for 9 months, the child that she grew attached to from the womb, from the time when the baby start moving in her stomach and stuff like that, and to the point where she now gives birth to this beautiful bouncing baby. how can she walk away and say, I don't want to be a mother? So I don't feel like fathers should have that privilege to walk away and say, I don't want to be a father, especially when your DNA is in that child. So I grew up in a single parent household and it was so tough. I watched my mom struggled so much. There were days when she cried like crazy. She bawled her eyes out, especially when there's a need and she cannot provide for that need, and because of the fact that fathers were not present as they should, we struggled unnecessarily. The struggle did not have to be so real if our fathers stood up and did their part. So the struggle that we face did not have to be so real. And when me tell you say real, I'm talking about it was tough. There was a lot of things that were lacking in my home, especially for a girl. Say when it comes to daughters needs are different from brothers. The only thing them need are clothes because them are grown. But when it comes to daughters need a lot of things, especially when they hit puberty. You guys already know what I mean. I don't need to go over those things that a young girl needs when she's growing up, and when mom is trying her very best to provide for clothes and all the necessities that a young girl needs. Sometimes it's tough because if you're not working and the condition around you, the environment around you is doesn't provide much opportunity for work, then what is left is struggle. And I thank God that God was so present in our life, because if it wasn't for God, I don't know how we would have made it out. I went through days of not having food to eat. I was so skinny. Oh my God. Growing up, I was skinny. I mean, not like now. I've fluffed up a lot now, but growing up, I was slim. Most children in Jamaica are slim. But when I tell you, I left from slim to maga, okay? And that's because my mom didn't have the necessary means to provide food in the house for that day and many days. So the result of that is weight loss. I lost so much weight. I was skin and bone. And when I think about it, plenty of days, it didn't have to be that bad if our fathers stepped in the gap and see to it that they're doing what they're supposed to do. At least check in once a month, to make sure that we have what we have. Fathers, you should not have the privilege to walk away from your responsibility and not even feel guilty about it. How does that work? Yes, so anyhow, a lot of things were lacking in my home because it was all on my mother, and my mother did everything that she could to send us to school, to provide breakfast in the morning, to provide dinner, not to mention, if you have to go to school out of town, your mom has to provide the school fare, the bus fare for you to pay for your transportation, to commute back and forth from school. Like for me, I went to school out of town. So every single day, my mother, out of ear, had to find bus fare to send me to school and may have to make sure may have bus fare if you come back home. There were plenty of days we don't have lunch money, just enough money to go to school and to come back. So when you're at school in the daytime and you're dead for hungry, you know how hard that is to stay focused on your schoolwork? It's very it's tough to stay focused in the classroom and not have and be hungry. It's so hard to stay focused in the classroom and you're hungry. No child should ever have to go through that if it's a situation that you can help. So I already talk about clothes, I talk about food, I talk about my transportation and my lunch money. And overall, and there's a lot more to it, that I'm not going to go into. But all I am saying is, fathers, as a matter of fact, let me be clear. Our fathers in Jamaica, we have amazing dads in Jamaica. So this does not apply to everyone. As a matter of fact, I am married to my Jamaican husband, who is an amazing father. And I notice in his family, the men, they are amazing fathers. And I look into my family, and the men in my family are amazing father. As much as them love woman, they still take care of them children. May I go tell you, I have one uncle. He has so much children, I don't even know how to count them on my finger. But the man, I don't know, it's more than my 10 fingers, honestly. But the man take care of all of his children. But still, we have some men who, I don't know if they're fearful of the responsibility of being a father, but you don't have the right or the privilege to run away from what God has given to you. Okay? So if you're a man out there and you are not standing up to being a father to your children, today is the day for you to change the narrative. Jamaica actually has this problem. It's a narrative that needs to be changed. All men, you guys come together and partner with other men, other fathers out there. See how partner with other fathers out there. Observe them, see what they're doing for their children, and see what you can do to make a difference in your children's lives, because they're crying for you. They're hurting. I walked around with hurt for so many years. I was scarred and I was bitter towards my father for not being there. And I didn't even realize to what level or what degree I was bitter. But that's because he wasn't there. And I don't want the same thing to happen to you guys, okay? For you guys to be walking around and having children despising you and hating you because you refuse to be a father in their life. Even children who actually have a father figure, we give God thanks for them who are able to step up and be a father figure to your children. We have great stepfathers out there, but deep down, that child appreciates the love that she or he has from the stepfather, but it will never substitute the love that they desire from a biological father. So my plea today is that Jamaican men who are not standing up to your responsibility will start looking at the bigger picture and seeing that this is an actual problem across the island, and therefore making steps to change the narrative. Okay? They say that the reason why we have so many families in Jamaica that are not together, or the reason why men are not in their children's lives, is because it has something to do with slavery. Back in slavery, where men were pulled from their household and they were being dispersed across various parts of the islands or maybe overseas, wherever they were needed, that actually was the start of the family breaking down and falling apart, and men having to step away from their household, step away from their children. Well, if that was the case, and if that is really true, that was how many years ago now? Over 400 years now? So now it's time to break that cycle. Break the cycle for the sake of your children, and also for you to have a better future. So that is all I wanted to say today, is that fathers that are not being a real proactive action father in their children's life, it is time you step up. It's time we allow the shale to be broken off of your eyes so that you can see this beautiful gift or gifts, because some of you have many children. It is a blessing. It is a blessing. Some of you is like Solomon, having the whole of a picnic them. So listen, you have to appreciate the blessing, okay? And give God thanks for your children every single day. So it's time for you to invest in them, invest in their lives, invest in their future. And when they have grown up to become XYZ in society, you have the right to say, I'm a part of that. You know, you can celebrate with them when they have grown up and they have established themselves in life. So, Jamaican men, step up to the plate. Me no if you do it, me I was talk about Jamaican men and I love to brag for my Jamaican men them. Step up to the plate. You don't know how to step up to the plate. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, share this video so it can reach as many people as possible. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.